What's up, everybody, and welcome to my Impact Wrestling review as we are a week away from Emergence, the 2-week pay-per-view themed TV show event. A lot of matches are still being made to be hyped up before next week's show, and we did get a lot to see what was going to happen for next week, but we do kick it off with from last week's show that ended it with Rich Swann pretty much doing his whole retirement speech last week and Eric Young attacking him, which as soon as we actually started the show, they had Willie Mack there pretty much attacking Eric Young. Pretty much they were brawling backstage. The security had broke them up. They ended up fighting all the way out to the ring then as security still tried to separate them. Mack pretty much says, listen, man, we got a match scheduled tonight, but nah, we gonna do this now so I can beat the bricks off your ass for jumping my homie and whatnot. So we gonna do this right now. Eric Young had tried to walk away from this, but the Mac pulled him back into the ring then where we actually got a match then, which was actually a very good match too. I should say that also between EY and Willie Mack out here. Now Mac of course, was trying to go for the whole stunner thing, which he ended up hitting, but he was going to go for his frog splash from the top rope, but he didn't want to go for the frog splash right away. He put a chair in the ring and put it onto Eric Young's leg and pretty much messed his leg up like Young did to Rich Swann. But Mac had took a long time to do the frog splash. Eric Young ended up getting up, pretty much knocking Mac off the top rope and then hitting him with a big pile driver for the win as he started pretty much yelling then, it's my world, Eddie, pretty much still going after Eddie Edwards, but of course the world-class maniac himself, pretty much, still calling Eddie out and defeating Willie Mack tonight after, still beating up Rich Swann last week. So basically beat up Swann and his friend tonight. So that was the case from that. Looks like we got a phone call here. And we're not going to worry about that phone call, but as I said, though, yeah, world-class maniac, Eric Young, getting the win over Willie Mack, but a very good match that told a really good story also. Wish the Mack had it out, though, but still taking this L because I guess some say his rage and anger got in the way, and that's what made him lose to EY because of him being so pissed off, and that's how EY was still able to get the win, but a very good match overall between both of these two. As they hyped up the show tonight, Lou Gallows and Carl Anderson were walking around looking for Ace Austin, Madman Fulton, going to security then, called one of them, someone said one was like Matt Striker or something, and pretty much says, well, this ain't them, we're going to find them wherever they are. Next, we go back to Wrestle House again. Listen, I've seen 3 weeks of this Wrestle House now, and listen, the first week I didn't mind, but the problem, like I've said for the past 2 weeks now, Wrestle House, it's gone on way too long, and it feels like it takes up a lot of the show, okay? I didn't mind it at first, and I thought it was pretty actually funny, but this is something you put on YouTube or online or something, or like I said before, just really trim down the segments. You don't have to play that much every week of the show because now it's just starting to drag and lose its somewhat funny and charm to it. I feel like some of the parts are funny, but now I feel like it's just kind of looking real bad. And then they had Taya pretty much talk about how she's gonna have everybody sit through her greatest hits this week. So they started playing clips of her when she debuted in Impact, like, 2-3 years ago when she beat up Rosemary? I think it was in 2017 when they started doing that, bullshit GFW thing. I think it was. That's when Taya debuted, but it's either 2017 or 18, I believe. And as everybody's watching her videos and whatnot, Crazy Steve, I guess pretty much staring at Rosemary, which a little way we kind of got back Decay again, pretty much asking what was wrong with her, as Rosemary said, yes, we want Decay, so we want to go back where we started off, but Crazy Steve pretty much said that Rosemary's jealous Taya or something, looking at her and whatnot, and there's something off about her right now, so Rosemary's still trying to get her problem fixed, but it was alright to see, once again, Rosemary and Crazy Steve. I know we don't have a bit to reform all of Decay, but just get that little bit of a Decay mini reunion there. I didn't really mind that, just because both of these two did team up together before. But they then went to Alicia and Cody Deaner then, as they were both looking for Jake and Susie, as they were gonna go on a date for some reason. So we'll get back more into that. Rhino was walking somewhere with his money until Reno Scum ended up jumping him for the money, but Rhino pretty much tried to fight back, but they ended up still getting the money. which I guess Hernandez had hired them for last week, so that's why he's going to get the money from them. Jordan Grace went against Kimberly. Not a bad match, I should say. Pretty good. Now, the thing that was different was that Jordan Grace won by a submission hold after Kimberly did a swanton, and Grace ended up hitting with the rear naked choke. So, pretty much add another move to her arsenal since she lost the Slammiversary to submission. She's going to get her own submission now to face Deonna Purrazzo at Emergence in the next week or two. We then went to locker room talk as Madison Rain introduced the show. There was no Johnny Swing since he's trapped in Wrestle House. And pretty much Madison Rain pretty much had a sponsor, which was from Heath there. Heath can't call him Slater and whatnot, but Heath for Impact, as the hashtag went on, pretty much talking about he needs to be in the company, talking about his kids and everything, and this is a job that he needs right now. So yeah, Heath for Impact, it was trending online tonight, so I guess he's trying to get that over on Twitter right now. Slater trying to get into the company and whatnot. But then we had RVD and Katie Forbes as Madison Rain's guests, which they were back to their natural state and whatnot, as Katie talked about showing off her body. I don't know how much plastic is on that, but they start making out. Madison Rain left, and then as they were there, I guess they were going to take over the show, asking each other questions. But next you know, Sami Callihan does his teleporting thing with his ICU graphic. Tried to attack RVD, but Katie Forbes ended up spraying him with something in the face as Van Dam pretty much starts stepping on Callihan there to end the segment. I don't really know where this feud is going, but like I said, I don't think they need Katie Forbes for this feud with RVD and Callihan. And Callihan just feels kind of lost right now anyways with this whole teleport hacking thing. I don't even know where that's going anymore right now, so confused by that. The Rascals, I guess, were in the back until Trey Miguel came up in the suicide mask and everything. And Moose came up and asked, where'd you get that hoodie, which was an EC3 hoodie, free EC3. And Moose said he had an invitation, which was for Trey Miguel, but it was actually Suicide he was talking to. Because since Trey Miguel had the mask on, and pretty much gave him a third time to face for the TNA World title. And basically he was Trey, and he accepted it next week. Taya was still showing her videos as Rosemary shot some type of dust into Larry D to basically have to pay attention to her. And, they kind of went to Susie and Jake then, pretty much talking about they didn't know how to date and what they were going to do on this date, as AC Romero and wow, we're getting a lot of phone calls tonight. But yeah, we're getting more phone calls here tonight. But yeah, AC Romero and Larry D started arguing over popcorn. It was match time, so Tommy Dreamer had to come up and get his cameo, which I can't say this was much of a match. Really wasn't a match. It was something, but it wasn't much of a match with this whole Wrestle House. Still wrestling outside somewhere, which Larry D got the win over AC there. I don't even remember what movie he hit on him. I just know he got the win and everything. Yeah, I'm still, like I said, it's just too much of these Wrestle House. Just too much Wrestle House, I'll say. Way too much. They really need to trim that down, just put it online. Hopefully they will listen to people, because this is not working out. Deonna Purrazzo had a promo for Jordan Grace that in the next 2 weeks that they will both face off in a 30-minute Iron Woman match for the Knockouts Championship. Looking forward to that match. I think that's going to be great. Just like their match Slammiversary, I think this is going to look fantastic and whatnot. Some say that, I know Deonna Purrazzo is the first ever 30-minute Iron Woman match. I don't know how true that is, and that unless anybody knows if there's been an Iron Woman match before in Impact TNA in general, which I feel it has. I just don't remember who it's been between, but please inform me if that is true, though, because she said it was the first one, so I'm not really sure. The Machine Guns in the North had a video package as they were talking about the tag title, so that was pretty good to check out. Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz went against Jessica Havoc and Nevaeh in a no DQ match. Tasha Steelz and Kiera tried to attack him from behind as they waited to make their entrance. This was not a bad match and everything, and it's a good little brawl, I will say that. Not bad. I know they ended up knocking Havoc onto the table, and then, Nevaeh tried to hit, basically, Tasha with a street sign, but Kiera Hogan dodged it, pretty much hit a big kick, and did her, suplex swing net breaker thing, and won the match then. I don't know where this feud is going. I feel like we've seen these two face each other for a while. Some say we still need these tag belts, because, especially with all the women talent you got, where this is going to go. Not a bad match, though, I will say that, and, Tasha and Kiera went over, But where is it going though with these two? We've been seeing them fight for weeks. Where's the end game to this when you think about it? Okay, Gallows and Anderson went on. Pretty much still looking. But yeah, as I said, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson still looking for Ace Austin and Fulton, pretty much asking Scott D'Amore where he was at, saying they were going to go roll some heads basically, and pretty much D'Amore called them, the new, what are they? They're trying to act like Scott Hall and Kevin Nash now. Moose was then walking somewhere until EC3 on the screen shut up on a projector and pretty much said he's only here for one reason and whatnot. I'm not here to pretty much be friends or anything or come back to Impact or whatnot or, just do all that. But I'm here to beat Moose. Not the man, but what Moose is synonymous with, and that's that TNA title, and he's here to destroy it, okay? That he said this is not a threat, that this is a declaration, as Moose pretty much looked very paranoid then after that. So, yeah, we still got EC3 going after Moose, even though he says he's not in the contract, but I don't know what EC3 is under anymore, but I just know, like I say, he is going after Moose right now. Desmond Xavier was supposed to go against Suicide, but Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows came out, beat up the Rascals and Suicide as they pretty much called out Ace Austin and Madman Fulton showed up. Ace Austin showed up on the screen, pretty much says, oh, look who's back, huh? That we're not even near the building right now, okay? And listen, pretty much calling out Luke Gallows about, yeah, how about you in jail last week, huh? Let's see you fit the colors and whatnot. But pretty much Ace said, you'll get your time next week at Emergence, night 1, as Gallows and Anderson accepted this entire tag match for next week at Emergence. Of course, they flash back in the week, Eddie Edwards and Cody Rhodes for the TNA World title. I do remember that match was pretty good. Raju was talking to Chris Bay, pretty much telling him, hey, let me be in your corner again, because listen, you have faced TJP at Emergence, right? But how about we do a triple threat match and everything? How about me and you, we just beat up TJP, and you can still be the X Division champion? But Chris Bay said he didn't trust them and whatnot, and pretty much laughed, and he says, nah, you ain't no threat, man. You lose every week, so we gonna go with your plan and whatnot. Then they went back to, once again, Wrestle House, where Susie and Jake were still gonna on their date, which Jake pretty much said he likes this side of Susie until she started going back to Sue Young, talking dark, and cousin Jake ran away. Alicia Edwards says, what happened? And as Susie says, maybe your dating advice is very bad. Of course, Tommy Dreamer shows up, and it's a match. Like I said, not much of a match, but yeah, Susie won with the roll-up, as Taya pretty much called everybody back in the house to watch the match, but Kylie Ray pretty much says, hey, we all want to sleep, and Taya pretty much called Kylie a loser, but Susie says, she did beat you twice, and that's why she's the #1 contender right now for the title, as Kylie challenged her to a match right now, but pretty much as Tommy has to do his match thing again, match time. Rosemary told him to shush, and Ty says, maybe next week, okay? We're not going to do this tonight out here. But after that, they pretty much went over everything for Emergence for the next 2 weeks, as Eddie Edwards came out and he called out Eric Young since this was his challenge of the week and whatnot. He says, let's do this thing. But next, it was actually Brian Myers, formerly known as Kurt Hawkins, which I did not think he was going to be debuting tonight. I know they've been playing a couple video promo packages for him for the next few weeks. But, now I guess he's going to be making his debut. He says he's going by his, real name, Brian Myers. And took his mask and threw it off. And pretty much says he understands why Eddie is stressed out. And that, he wants that title belt, that it's a belt for you, but it's a championship for him. And he calls himself the most professional wrestler. That's his new gimmick right now and whatnot. Even though I still feel like he, I feel like he needs to change his look. I'll say that for Brian Myers, because basically he still looks like Kurt Hawkins out there since he's kind of wearing the same colors and gear and whatnot. But I didn't really expect to have him debut against Eddie Edwards tonight. And this was a very good match, don't get me wrong. It wasn't bad or anything. But I kind of figured Eddie was going to go over Brian Myers here. But he didn't really, like I say, just when you watch it, it's almost like you're still watching Kurt Hawkins out there. I think he needs to change up his look or something so we can not be synonymous with him calling him Kurt Hawkins and just call him by Brian Myers by going on his own gimmick. Don't wear the same color scheme and gear that you wore you once before and whatnot. gotta somewhat be different in this. But the match was not bad between him and Eddie Edwards, but we knew Myers was not going to win. I wouldn't have not put him go for the title first with Eddie Edwards with this challenge thing, but it was not a bad match, though. Eddie Edwards, though, which he's like, it was a good match, which even announced, they would kind of say, like, maybe the fatigue is catching up to him. He's doing all these title defenses every week. He's got to do a title defense next week or two at Emergence, so who will he face next and whatnot before he gets his hands on Eric Young? I don't know. The show was actually it was okay tonight. It hasn't been as good as the past couple weeks. A couple good matches here and there through the beginning part of it, but with the Wrestle House thing that just goes on way too much on the show, that really needs to be trimmed down. Hopefully we don't see a lot about all that on Emergence. Myers versus Eddie was not bad, but like I said, it almost still gives you the whole Kurt Hawkins vibes. Kelly Klein and Perazo was pretty. Not Perazo. Was it Dion? No, it was Jordan Grace. I said Kelly Klein for some reason. When I'm watching Ring of Honor. But yeah, between Kimberly and Jordan Grace, though, I should say. I'm talking about Ring of Honor for a second right there. But that and EY and Mac was really good, too. I think there'll be more to talk about next week once Emergence come on. And I think this will be some really good matches for the next 2 weeks. So hopefully they put on some really good shit next week, because these pay-per-view theme shows have worked for Impact in the past when they actually have something to build up to. So hopefully it's good, but really just need the most negative I can say about the show in the past couple weeks now is the Wrestle House thing, okay? I think it is funny to an extent, but it is way too much of it, and it's a little bit too much on a show, and it really needs to be trimmed down, okay? First week was like an experiment thing. Now you need to move this thing online, okay? That's my thoughts on it, so really need to drop a little of the Wrestle House thing, okay? The rest of the show, it's not bad when you look at a lot of the matches and whatnot. I just think the Wrestle House thing now, it's kind of holding them back, if you ask me. That's what I would say. But we'll see what happens next week in Emergence and whatnot. So, yeah, other than that, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think about Impact tonight. Follow me on Twitter at HoodedKnight890. Tell me what you think about the show in general. So, yeah, it's me, HDD, coming to news and review. Stay intact, and now we are done with this review of Impact. I will see you guys later. I'm out. Peace.